Everybody, welcome. Welcome to the television show. My name is Shoshana Smilanski. I'm your IsraDiva interviewing you today. Today on our show, we have two wonderful guests. Guest number one, you see her. She's the female of the group other than me. Ha! She's lovely and she's raising her hands and cheering. Everybody give it up for Orchard, aka Pardes.
Welcome.
Welcome. And on her left, to her left, we welcome in clapping hands and cheering Boris. Boris is not Russian. He's not Russian. Everybody clapping her hands. Absolutely. So everybody tell us a little bit about ourselves. On this show, it's a very kind of like liberal medium where we interview our peoples in liberal ways. And so we do begin with one method, which is moderating the question and answer between Pardes and Boris. So we begin by saying hello to you, Pardes. You have about 1 minute to tell us basic information about yourself. Go!
Okay, so hi, I'm Pardes, and I am a writer and write a lot, and I also make YouTube videos every weekday night at at night after everyone's home from work, and I really enjoy politics and news and following entertainment and comedy, and I worked in PR.
That would be wonderful. Your 60 second is up. Yofi, wonderful. Happy. Okay. Boris, 60-second, go.
Hi everyone, my name is Boris. I'm a traveller. I travel to different countries every year and I write about my experiences. I mostly keep the writing for myself, but I share with people I meet along the way. And yeah, I like learning languages, learning about cultures and sharing stories. I like telling stories.
Okay, so this was actually 35 seconds, darling. You have some time left.
Well, I like getting to the point very quickly, so if I need 35 seconds, then so be it.
Okay, actually we need 60 seconds, Boris.
Well, maybe I'll just repeat myself then. My name is Boris. I'm a world traveller. I'm a globetrotter.
Okay, darling, you're spending too much time talking. That was 60 seconds. Okay, so this is the first episode of IsraDiva Live. On this show, we will be really having a random amalgamation of people coming together and just discussing random things. And you guys will be the voyeurs. You will be voyeuristic, peeping Tom, looking in, okay? Looking at us, listening in, and you can really participate in the chatting or whatever you'd like. My name is Shoshana Smilanski. A little bit about me for 60 seconds. I come from Tel Aviv, Israel. It's kind of like the Holy Land. I'm a diva. You can see my photo here on the right where I'm holding my hands with my lovely jewelry and my chic eyeglasses. And I see myself as a diva, and I enjoy all things quality Israeli. I'm an Ashkenazi Jew of European descent. You know, everyone in Israel, Boris, I don't know if you know this because you are the token non-Jew in the room. In Israel, we have the brown Jews and we have the white Jews. See, I am from the white Jews. We are European, so we are more civil. Okay, and then Pardes, you are also, or you are more the Iran?
Iran.
Oh, okay, so Pardes is the brown. Okay, now if you were with us, if you converted to Judaism, you also would be the white. Okay, and then it would be me and you are the white, the Ashkenazi. We are cultured, we are prim, we are proper, we have a lot of civilization, and then we have Pardes, who is the brown. Okay? Now
Okay.
the brown have better food, okay, but in the wedding, what I don't really like is in the wedding of the Jews, the brown, it's more the brown female like an Arab Muslim. I don't like it, okay. And so that is the difference. Now I have to say though that
Do you know how to do it? Can you do it again?
I actually don't know how to do it, but maybe you do because you are the brown.
I'm really bad at it. I feel like I'm gonna disappoint.
Can you try it?
No, I shouldn't have brought it up.
I believe it's something like this. Now, Boris, tell us a little bit about your traveling. I mean, you are a nomad and you see yourself as the reincarnation of Jesus, Yeshua. Is that correct?
Well, symbolically, maybe it shouldn't be taken in a literal way. I'm saying that everyone should act as if they're Jesus, if that makes sense.
Now, what
So
about the Jews? Do the Jews act like Jesus? Isn't that a little bit counterintuitive?
well, you can act like Jesus or whoever you put in his image. So if Jesus for you is somebody else, use whatever image you have of him. But the idea is to be the example to others and to lead with a peaceful example. And seeing yourself as Jesus also gives you the confidence to lead your life in an inspiring way.
What made you decide that you want to travel more?
Because I felt it would be too boring to live in one place. So I started traveling, and then whenever I got bored, I would just move to another country. And the world is so huge that there's no way I'm going to run out of countries to move to.
Where did you grow up as a kid?
In Belgium.
Oh yes, you meant.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite country?
Probably the Netherlands. I think the Netherlands is very nice.
What's nice about it?
It's just very youthful and healthy. You see a lot of healthy people there, and when you're around healthy people, it makes you feel more healthy too. And it's just a very relaxed environment. People cycle a lot. I like cycling a lot. Sorry?
Why did you leave?
I had some things to sort out, so I left. But I might go back soon.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but the Eurovision, which Israel won with Arnetta, who sing Bakam 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 Boy, now the new winner is actually Amsterdam or Netherlands. Now, I'm disappointed because they're not hosting it in Amsterdam. They're hosting it more in Maastricht or Rotterdam or Den Haag. Probably it will end up being Rotterdam. It's quite disappointing that it's not in Amsterdam, but anyways, you are having the hosting of the contest next year. And so I truly hope to come and make it there and to experience what Amsterdam or what the Netherlands is capable of when it comes to having a big party, because God knows it will be difficult to beat Israel.
Yes, indeed. By the way, I can't talk too loudly because I have housemates and I think they're sleeping. So that's why maybe my voice sounds a bit sleepy.
Oh, I thought it was just because you are connected to your mindfulness as Jesus Christ, the reincarnation.
No, not quite.
Now, Pardes. Pardes meaning orchard in Hebrew. Now, what kind of orchard were you conceived in, darling? Is it an apple orchard or orange?
Uh, I don't know, like I don't know, maybe like apple.
Apple. Now, where was this apple orchard after which you were named?
I don't know. I think in LA, maybe Austria.
Austria would make more sense, darling, because Los Angeles doesn't have much apple orchard. It more so has a lot of cement, homelessness, and traffic.
Yeah. So maybe Austria.
Okay, wonderful to know. So, Pardes, you are named after an Austrian apple orchard. Maybe you should call up your parents and let them know of this new fact. Now, I know that you have been very active on YouTube, and I wanted to ask you from woman to woman, as a new YouTuber to now what is in a very experienced YouTuber. What does it take to be successful in the YouTube?
You just have to be consistent. Just keep doing it. Like set a schedule for yourself. And just keep doing it. Keep on schedule. Don't miss. Even though I missed it, but it's not a. It doesn't help when you that. Keep doing it.
Did you have the vision of your channel being what it is when you started, or did you start out with regular consistency of the streaming and it developed or evolved into it more so?
No, I started off from the beginning with a plan, but I didn't think that it would work. I thought maybe if it did work, it would be in like a year or 2 years. But it didn't take any work. I just told myself that I'm going to do it every night for practice or something, and then it became something. But it evolved actually as I was doing it. So I didn't. It keeps changing.
Okay. Well, I like that answer a lot. Okay. So, now come the time where I read you guys a little passage from a book in Hebrew. Now, our show is all about randomness. So, just for the sake of being random, I picked up a random book out of my beautiful library of a plethora of book in Hebrew and English. And I open up. The book title is "Hachaim Shenadu Li," which is "The Life That Was Meant for Me" by Christine Hermel. And now I open up on a random page 22, and my task is to read you guys a random, paragraph. That is just the dinner that I had for breakfast. Okay, so now I read you a random paragraph. כעבור שעתיים אני מסיימת את הרשימות שלי על אודות המטופלים של היום ופונה דרומה בשדרה השלישית לכיוון דייט טיילס, ביסטרו אינטימי ברחוב 48 פינת לקסינגטון אבניו, שהיה בשנה האחרונה למקום החביב על דן ועלי. הזמנו שם שולחן לשבע, וככל שאני מתקרבת ליבי הולם בפראות כוברת. Now allow me to translate. After about 2 hours, I finished my writing all my tasks about my patients because I'm a therapist, and I decide to go south on Lexington Avenue towards Zeidel's intimate bistro on 48th and Lexington Avenue, which last year was my favorite place, as well as Dan and Ali's favorite restaurant. Over there, we ordered a table for 7 people, and as I come closer, my heart flutters in great palpitation. So that was the random passage. Okay, moving on. Now we're speaking about how Hebrew sounds like to non-speakers. So our token non-Hebrew speaker for today is Boris, the Jesus Christ reincarnate. Okay, Boris, Hebrew. What other languages does it sound like to you when you hear it as a non-speaker? What is the feedback? What is the essence, the texture of the language for you?
It sounds like gibberish because there's a lot of consonants and not enough vowels.
A lot of so the vowels are more I, A, O, I, E, U.
Like similar to French actually. In French there are the A, E, I, O, U.
That would be wonderful, but you're saying a lot of consonants, so there's an overwhelm of the consonants as opposed to vowels, or?
It sounds like you're tying knots with your lips when you're speaking Hebrew.
That would be wonderful. You know, my grandmother, the late Lady D is what she's named. We call her Lady D. She said, "Oh, don't call me grandma. Don't call me Safta. Call me Lady D." So Lady D used to tell us, you know, I teach you a trick how to tie a cherry, two cherry pits together to make shape of heart with your tongue. And she teaches how to do that. Now, later in life, I questioned where she learned that and how she put that to use.
So why did you ask me a question?
I'm sorry, sometimes I get carried away. So, my question was, how is it that you visit all the world country except for our beautiful premier, absolutely number one country, Israel? You should visit.
Yeah, I plan to visit one day. I just don't speak Hebrew, and I usually feel more comfortable traveling to a country when I speak at least a bit of the language.
Everybody's
So
speaking English. It's okay.
yeah, but I don't want to be, that English tourist, the sunburnt one who drinks a lot of beer and who's overweight.
Oh, there's a lot of there's like, if you in some parts you don't have to speak any Hebrew because there's so many English speaking people from English speaking countries.
I suppose.
You know, there's the Anglo-Saxon community, so because the Jewish people are interconnected with one another, we have complete communities like the German colony in Yerushalayim, or the entire city of Ra'anana, which literally means fresh, Ra'anana. Entire city of fresh in Israel is Anglo-Saxon, so New Zealand and South America and Canada and Australia and English-speaking Europe, Great Britain, and so forth and so on. And so you will feel very much at home. In fact, you even have your own pub, Pardes. Do you know Mike's Place, the bar in Israel?
I don't know. No.
Mike's Place is a wonderful bar where it's for English speakers, and it's wonderful.
Where is it? In Tel Aviv?
There is one in Tel Aviv, there's two in Jerusalem, there's one everywhere. Now, by the way, I linked my friend Ben Golkin to our live show, and he coming in about 1 minute. I did want to ask you though, Boris, I do know that it is almost 4 where you are. So in order to prevent a sleep deprivation, when do you have to go to sleep?
Maybe give me 20 minutes, maybe. In 20 minutes, I think I'll brush my teeth and go to bed.
Wonderful. Now, it would be nice if you share the toothbrushing with us, Boris. Might I add that you're looking quite handsome today, you handsome devil?
Thanks, Shoshana. You're very kind.
Oh, you're very welcome. So, Pardes, now it's time to talk politics. If we were all United States citizens, which you have the luck, which you are, but Boris and myself, we are not. We are outcast. We say no, no, you not welcome. Trump say no, the orange man. So we stay outside. If we were all American, though, we can say we will. I think I would identify with the Republicans or the Democrats. So I take it that you are more democratic. Is that correct, Pardes?
Well, in the past, I've been more Republican, to the Republican side.
Now, I find it interesting because you, being formerly religious Jewish, can relate to this. There seems to be a polarization where the religious Jewish people, similar to the evangelical Christians, the more religious you go, the more you identify with the far right or conservatism. I do find that it's very ironic because it's almost like assumed to be so, but the policies themselves, when you look at a lot of the democratic policies, they are more humane and in touch with Judeo-Christian values than a lot of at least what current, Donald Trump is doing. But if you go to the evangelical Christian, church and you ask them, what do you think? They just say, oh, I'm with Donald Trump. But what about the fact that Donald Trump grab them by the pussy? But it's like they don't care. It doesn't matter because pussy, no pussy, it's just they automatically identify. So I'm wondering.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, personally, my views kind of keep changing. So, like, I've always traditionally been Republican, and then I switched from that to Libertarian, and right now I'm just in a state of political agnosticism. I actually really don't know at this point. Changing, but I think there are a lot of non-religious. There's a lot of reasons why people would vote Republican because it's such a large group of people. Like all kinds of, there's like, the libertarians and the social conservatives, and there's like the far right people. I don't know. There's like so many different reasons.
Would you think that multiple party approach as opposed to the partisan approach?
Yeah, I think that would be better.
Me too, and I think that it would be much more democratic.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, do you follow Israeli politics?
Not so much. Like, I don't know so much about it. I know that people are. I know Bibi is having some trouble with his party or with his leadership there.
Yes. Oh, Boris, you are having a noises. Okay.
Yeah.
That is better. So in Israel, what is happening is Benjamin Netanyahu's wife is absolutely mental. I don't know if you guys know this, but Bibi.
No.
So Sarah Netanyahu is mental, and actually just a few hours ago, I saw on the news outlets that they were on a diplomatic mission flight, her and Bibi Netanyahu to Ukraine to meet with the new president of Ukraine. And the first lady perceived, it was her perception that the pilot of the airline did not say hello to you. He did not say hello to her or greet her as she should have been. So she, Khatfat Janana, she became very angry, and she, in a rage, went into tried to break into the cabinet pilot room and tried to open it and say, you will respect me, you will respect me. And in fact, there's hidden recordings of her yelling at her agent for not making sure that in one of her interviews that big media outlets did about the first lady, they forgot to add that she has a BA, a bachelor's degree in psychology, and a master's degree in psychology. And so she there's a recording of her where she's yelling and saying, BAMA, BAMA, psychologia, BAMA. It's absolutely bizarre. And so, there's a lot to say about Israeli politics, but this is probably the most entertaining of it all, that the first lady is absolutely bonkers.
That's hilarious. I didn't know she was like that. That's actually kind of insane.
It's absolutely insane. Now, Boris, what is it that you're eating there? It looks like rice. By the way, Pardes does not.
Yeah.
You do not know this story, but Boris, I give you a secret. He living with housemates, and he has a little bit of an incident with one of them. I'm going to let him say it because I'm not sure if right now he's in public or a public space. But there was an incident which I think you will appreciate. It involves fecal matter, poop.
I can't talk very loud because I'm downstairs.
He cannot talk right now. So, Boris, do I have permission to share it?
Yeah, tell her.
Okay, so Pardes. One of Boris's housemates, flatmates, was an Indian young man who was studying finance in Trinity College. And Boris suspected had asparagus. You know, asparagus, not the plant asparagus, but more so the type of autism. And so, what happened the other day is that little Mahandi Kundi decided to take what he called the how do you say the poop berries?
Dangleberries.
Dingleberry.
What's a dingleberry?
Dangleberries.
Oh, dangleberries. The dangleberries. Did you grow up with a cat by any chance?
With a cat?
Yes.
Me, no. I'm allergic to cats.
So, did you grow up with a dog?
No, my family had a dog for like 2 weeks.
Does your family not have a heart? Okay, so imagine that you grew up with a pet. Imagine. And so...
we had chickens. I grew up with chickens.
Okay, maybe chickens also have poop dangling from asshole. Okay, so imagine... did you ever see the asshole of the chicken?
No, but I saw the asshole of the dog.
Okay, even better. So the asshole of the dog, you know how they're never quite hygienic because they don't necessarily use toilet paper, and so there's always like a piece of in the hairy asshole because they're hairy creatures. There's hair in the asshole, and there's always these little dry pieces of berry-shaped dangling poop. And the poop dangles from the asshole, and it's almost like a Christmas tree where you have all the decorations, but over here you have the piece of hair and the dangleberry. Piece of hair and the dangleberry. It's actually fecal matter. Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
Absolutely. That would be wonderful. So you can relate. So actually, Indian people don't use toilet paper, just like the dog. And... the Indian asparagus roommate deciding to gain revenge on his on perceived injustice that the roommates did for him, and in order to gain this revenge, this Indian roommate deciding to take the dangleberries from the hair of his asshole and take the little balls and put them methodically on the dining area table where everyone has dinner. And then he smush, you know, like dough, like we're making challah bread for Shabbat. Smush the challah bread into the dining table. And now this is not all. There was a camera, and unfortunately, all of the roommates were confronted, as well as the Indian Tattle Beetle, not to whatever his name was, and they were all confronted to watch how he is doing this. And then the landlord, who confronted and showed the footage, threw him out, proceeded to throw him out of the house and make him become homeless. Now, the wonderful part, exclusively on IsraDiva Live, is that I am the first to break the news that this footage will soon be released by said homeowner. And it will be wonderful. It will go viral, and it will be a great way to shame this pig of a human being.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. First of all, it was in the video. They saw him taking out his dingleberries. Oh my gosh, who was he mad at?
Mad at the landlord.
Why?
Because he was told he was slamming doors, taking food. Like taking food from other people.
Who was he taking food from? The other housemate?
Yeah, like stealing food from the fridge that wasn't his.
Oh my gosh. What a crazy person. This person, I mean, it sounds like he's like completely retarded. You have to be.
Absolutely. Either retarded or psychotic.
Yeah. But he studied finance at Pardes University in Ireland.
Oh my god. Proof University finance students are retarded.
But apparently, it's an Indian thing. To get revenge on somebody, it's quite common to spread your fecal matter on someone else's things if you want to get your own back on something.
That is wonderful. In fact, I feel that the Indian people in general, at large, are all about the poop. You know, the stories of people who were there in India touring, it was all about the poop. You know, people are crouching down and pooping in public. There's no hygiene. A lot of it is surrounding the fecal matter.
Wow, so it's like, they see it as like, is it like a spiritual thing? With like the fecal, the poop?
Yes, it has a lot to do with black magic too. Like the Indians are big into dark magic and symbolism and bad luck.
Oh wow.
That would be wonderful. Can you guys imagine like a YouTube video that's going viral in like a week from today of CCTV camera footage of an Indian man in his 20s crouching down and picking the hairs from his asshole and the little dangleberries and literally just lining them up methodically on the table? I mean, that would be wonderful. I will be the first to comment and like and subscribe.
It would actually go viral. Can your landlord send us the video?
He said he would send it to me. But
really?
I feel a big responsibility here because if I'm responsible for this going viral and say, imagine something happened, it could be terrible. The consequences could be terrible.
Oh, okay.
Look, worst case scenario, there is one less person on the earth. It's not too bad. Population control. Okay. Well, guys, this has been wonderful first episode of IsraDiva Live. I know that you made my day, and I hope that you made your day as pleasant as you made mine. I'd like to thank Pardes, Seleh, and Boris Styles for being part of this wonderful episode. Now, Boris, next video it would be quite nice if you tone down your video just a little bit so that we don't have to hear every single noise coming from you. Okay? Okay. Okay, so now comes the part where we all clap hands cheering to the IsraDiva song. This song I will sing in the beginning of every episode and the end. So, IsraDiva Live, IsraDiva Live. This is a wonderful show. Our guests today, Pardes and Boris. Thank you so much for being on the show. Hey! Wonderful. Good night, everybody. Enjoy your evening. And thank you so much for being a wonderful part of today. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for having us.
That would be wonderful.